Hello everyone, this is Neelam and welcome you all on Let's Know Science. In this video, we will talk about the chapter Weather, Climate and Animal Adaptations. Well, I will told you about the weather, factor affecting the weather, climate and factor affecting the climate and difference between weather and climate in this video. So let's begin. First is, what is weather? Well, weather is the day-to-day condition of atmosphere at a particular place. What it's mean? Suppose if you wake up in the morning, you saw that the sky is full of cloud, and you think it might be rain today. And next morning when you wake up, you saw that the day is hot and sunny. So there is a change in weather day to day. Like yesterday you saw that the weather was cloudy, and today you are watching that the weather is hot and sunny. So this change day to day is called weather. Well, it includes temperature, humidity, cloudiness, rainfall and wind. So all these elements are included in weather. Now the thing is, the scientific study of weather is called meteorology, and the scientists who study and predict weather are known as meteorologists. So this is what about the weather. Now next is elements of weather. What are the elements included in the weather? First is temperature, then humidity, then precipitation and wind. So I will tell you all these elements one by one in detail. First is temperature. What is temperature? Well, temperature is measured of how cold and hot is a day. What does it mean? We feel hot at daytime. How we can predict that it is hot and how hot it is? There is a special instrument called maximum and minimum thermometer, with the help of which we can predict the maximum temperature and minimum temperature of a day. As you can see in the figure, it is a U-tube-like structure in which mercury is filled. When there is a raise in temperature, the mercury rises upward, and we can notice the temperature over here with the mark. And same time, if we want to know the minimum temperature, then we can take a reading from other side, that is minimum marker. So this is how we can measure the temperature of a day. Now the thing is, maximum temperature for any particular day is reached in afternoon and minimum temperature in early in the morning. So the maximum temperature we felt in afternoon and the minimum temperature we feel in early morning. So this is the day-to-day change in the temperature. Now next is humidity. What is humidity? Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. Well, how this humidity come in the atmosphere? Water with the heat of sun get evaporate from the water bodies and get collected into the atmosphere in form of water vapor. And when these water vapors are present in atmosphere, we can say that the atmosphere is humid. The hot air holds these water vapors for a long time. After that, these water vapors collected and forms the cloud. These clouds, after get heavy water, come down in form of rain. This water come down on the earth in form of rain. So the question is whether there is any instrument by which we can measure the humidity in the atmosphere. Yes, humidity is measured by an instrument called hygrometer, with the help of which we can measure the humidity. Next is precipitation. Precipitation is the water that fall from the atmosphere to the earth's surface in form of rain, snow, hail or sleet. As I told you that the water evaporate from the water bodies get collected in the atmosphere in form of clouds. Now this water came again on the earth in form of rain, snow or hail, or we can say sleets. This is called precipitation. Rainfall is measured with the help of rain gauge. This is an instrument by which we can measure the amount of rain rain in a day. So last factor, which is the element of weather, is wind. Well, moving air is called wind. Wind affects weather to a great extent. The direction and speed of wind should be measured for forecasting weather. Now, can we measure the speed of wind? Yes, we can measure the speed of wind by using an anemometer. This is an instrument you can see in the picture, anemometer, which tell us the direction of wind. So, these were the elements included in the weather. Now, next we come to the climate. What is climate? The average weather pattern take over a long time, says 25 or 30 days, is called the climate of a place. Climate vary from state to state. Like Rajasthan weather is hot and dry, and Mumbai weather is hot and humid. And when we go in the hilly areas, the climate is cold. So, if we find the temperature at a place is hot most of the time, then we say that the climate of that place is hot. And at the other hand, if there is also a heavy rainfall on most of the day in the same place, then we can say that the climate of that place is hot and wet because of rain. If a place has more cold days than hot days, then that place is said to have a cold climate. So, climate is basically the average weather pattern at a particular place, and the average timing is 25 to 30 days. Now, we will move to the factors affecting the climate. The factor that affect the climate is latitude, altitude, distance from a water body, and ocean currents. Now, I will tell you one by one about all these factors. First is latitude. What is latitude? Latitude is the measurement of distance north or south of the equator. As we all know, the sun radiations fall directly on the equator, and the sun radiation falls in a slanting way on the poles. So, the region near the equator are hot as compared to the region on the poles. The place located at the high altitude receive less sunlight than place at low altitude. Well, high altitude means far away from the equator, and low altitude means close to the equator. Region near the equators are warmer than the region near the pole, and the reason is because sunlight falls in a slanting way on the poles and sunlight is falling directly on the equator. That's why equator is, the region near the equators are hot. Next is altitude. What is altitude? Altitude is how high something is compared to the ground or sea level. Higher above sea level a place is, the cooler it is. If we go upward from the sea level, the atmosphere gets cold or it becomes cooler. So, if we go on a high altitude, the atmosphere becomes cooler. Next factor is distance from a water body. Places near a large water body do not have large variation in temperature when compared to places that are far away from a water body. So, the distance from a water body does not affect so much, but there is a slight variation in the temperature or a climate from the water body. Climate or weather near the water bodies are cool as compared to the far distance from the water bodies. Next factor affecting the climate is the ocean currents. Ocean current might bring a large amount of warm or cold water near a particular section of the shore. Warm current makes the plate warmer, while cool currents make it cool. So, it depends on the type of currents. If the currents are warm, then the place will be warm, and if the currents are cool, then the place will be cool. That's it in this video. I hope everything is clear to you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. In my next video, I will tell you about the adaptation of animal according to the climate. Thank you so much.